Let me ask you a question. If we can shorten a book to a 5 minutes video and pack it with real-life experience, will you watch it? If your answer is yes, then stay with me for the rest of the video. This is part 2 of the book S.P.I.N selling. We will focus on the art of questioning. I know the book has been published for many years, and there are a lot of YouTube videos about this book, but today I'll bring you 3 tips which will help you succeed in real life with S.P.I.N selling model. I have also prepared a gift for you. It is a list of all the useful questions you can use on your clients. Make sure you click subscribe button below and the list will be messaged to you. Now let me give you a snapshot of what S.P.I.N selling is. S.P.I.N is a sequence of how you ask client questions. You start with questions to collect information about client's situation, and then probe around to see what problems they have. After that, you're starting to ask if those problems can lead to something that is much more serious. You then ask hypothetical questions to have your clients bring up all the benefits if those problems can be solved. It looks simple, but to close every deal with S.P.I.N selling, you need to be an expert in 3 areas. So first, you need to understand the word needs. When you ask questions, you obviously are looking for client's needs. It can only be 3 situations: no need, implied needs, or explicit needs. The successful salesperson works on the explicit needs. They don't spend too much time building the urgency of implied needs, because the client will smell something wrong and back off quickly when you ask too many questions. But if there's only implied needs and no urgency in fulfilling these needs, then the questioning skills will help you double your revenue. But how do you know if the need is urgent or not? The tip is wait for the client to ask you solution questions, and then you can ask them back for their motivations. If it is urgent, they will tell you. So step 1, identify the needs first. It is not about what questions you ask, it's about what you focus on. The second key is emotion. People make buying decisions emotionally. That is 100%. There's no single transaction that is not influenced by the buyer's emotion. The reason why S.P.I.N selling works is because it creates a hook to catch the buyer's emotion. You start by building a positive emotion for the buyer and then drag them down with the problem question, and then even lower with the implication question. But then suddenly you revived them and bring them back to the moment of satisfaction by giving these payoff question. So pay close attention to your client's emotions, capture their body language, and see if those questions are getting them uncomfortable. Once you are experienced in identifying their body language, you will soon know that what level you can bring them down to. The last key is to understand why you ask questions. You know there are only 2 types of questions, open-ended and closed-ended. Let me walk you through each stage to see how to use them. When you ask questions to explore situations, if you ask too many open-ended questions, the buyer will soon lose interest. What you need to do is to run the situation questions like a diagnosis. Ask close-ended questions to quickly locate the areas where the problems can be. Do you remember last time when you saw a doctor? How many questions did the doctor ask? And were these close-ended or open-ended questions? A closed-ended question gives you much more authority than open-ended questions because you show that you know your stuff. You don't waste your customers' time on unrelated information. But when you get into the stage where you need to explore more problems, it is very useful to ask open-ended questions to discover motivations and drives. Remember, always get them to express their frustration. When you get to the implication question, use a combination of closed and open-ended questions. Closed-ended questions are designed to lead the customers and control the conversation, but open-ended questions are designed to open a channel for them to express their feelings and motivations. At the needs payoff stage, you need to get them to talk about the benefits. So use open-ended questions will help you to explore a little bit further. You open up the channel so the buyers can actually make decisions for themselves. These are the 3 tips or the 3 areas that you need to focus on when you're using S.P.I.N selling framework. It's like a boxing. The knees is your opponent. You need to make sure it is visible enough for you to aim a punch. The emotions are your footwork. You go forward or backwards. To draw your opponents in, you need to always pay attention to which foot your opponent stepped in, and then you can throw a punch. And your punches, yes, are your questions. Make sure you use a combination of punches so it is a guaranteed knockdown. In part 3, we'll talk about objection handling. So if you like this video and wish to learn something different every week, click the subscribe button below and claim your question list right now.